Right then. Okay guys, so we're going to do a bit of, we'll do a normal flow, but we're going to do a bit of spine mobility in there. Try and get us moving a bit on this Monday morning. Right then, so you must like to take a comfortable seated position. A few nice deep breaths. Growing tall. And just putting on one side whatever's going on today. Just giving yourself this time. So fingertips on the ground next to your hips. And just let those rest, the weight of your arms rest down. Breathing in, opening up your chest, shoulders back. Just let those shoulders drop down your back, keeping that height. One more time. And then just carefully bringing your hands back onto your lap. Keep the height. And inhaling your hands up. And looking up. And release down. Inhaling arms up slowly, really energizing your arms, pushing them up, lifting your shoulders with your arms, turning your palms and slowly and deliberately bringing them back down. Inhaling your arms up, palms facing up, engage your arms, really stretching the shoulders. Look up, turning your palms and slowly bringing them back down to your sides. And then bringing your left arm up, looking up, and just a little bend to the side, to the right, just a little one. Looking up at that hand, keeping the chest nice and open. Drop your right shoulder away from your ear. And then swapping sides, looking up, opening your chest, drop your left shoulder. And release down, one more time on each side. Really stretching up, looking up at the hand. And release. And inhaling one more time on the right. And release. And then fingertips on the floor. Okay, nice big breath in, grow. And then as you exhale, bring your left hand onto your right thigh, right hand behind you, and just looking back gently, just do a little twist. Just rolling that back shoulder back, opening your chest. And then walking your hands around to the other side, keeping that height. And one more time to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhale to turn to the left. Inhaling, grow. And exhale, peeling that left shoulder back. Just a little bit more turn if there is a bit there. And back to center. And taking your right fingertips on the floor next to you. Left arm up and over. And just walk those fingertips out to the side and keeping your left sit bone on the mat. Opening your chest, looking up. A few more breaths here, letting your right shoulder drop away from your ear. And then inhaling back to center. Exhale to the left, walking those fingers out. Keeping the right sit bone on the mat, stretching those right fingertips towards the wall on the left and dropping your left shoulder. Looking up. And inhaling back to center and releasing your hands down. And then again, taking your fingertips on the mat, but slightly behind your bottom this time. And breathing in into your chest, looking up. Head right back, being aware of your neck. And inhaling back up. And then as you exhale, fingertips on the ground in front of you and just gently walking forward. Keep looking up. Maybe keep on your fingertips this time. And just really making that bend come in the hips, not in the rounding of the back. So to keep a straight back, maybe you'll need to come up a little bit more. That's fine. Even if you're sitting upright, don't worry. Inhaling, lengthen. And as you exhale, maybe you'll drop down slightly more. And then releasing your head. Just coming into a forward fold. And then breathing in, back up, walking your fingertips back. Just take a couple of breaths. Okay, so taking your hands onto your thighs, I want you to take your hands towards your knees, and as you breathe in, pull your hands back along your thighs, pulling your chest between your upper arms, head back and breathing in into a seated cow. And then as you exhale, pushing your hands back towards your knees, arching your spine, bringing your shoulders forward, head forward. And then inhaling back to cow. And exhaling forward up with your hands, arching your back, chin towards your chest, really stretching your fingertips forward to stretch the back of your shoulders, the top of your back. And then inhale one more time into cow. And into cat. And back to center. Okay, if you've got any equipment on your mat, if you just want to get rid of that and come into a tabletop. Okay, so just check the stacking of your joints. So your shoulders, there's a straight line from your shoulders through your elbow joints to your wrist joints. You're turning out your upper arm. Your fingertips are really spread wide and your thumbs. Maybe your pointy fingers pointing forward, or maybe the next fingers pointing forward. That's up to you, it really doesn't matter. Just feeling the whole of your hand on the floor, all of your fingers, your palm, everything, and really pushing up into your shoulders. Taking a big breath in. And then as you exhale, dropping your head and bringing your back up, pushing up through your shoulders into a cat pose, bringing your tail between your legs. And then inhaling as you drop your belly, drop your chest, still pushing up through your arms and bringing your face up, looking forward, bum up, shoulders back into a cow pose. And exhaling into cat. And inhale to cow. Exhaling into cat. Inhale, cow. I just want you to do a few more of these now on your own time. And then bringing yourself back to a neutral position, tucking your toes and lifting up your knees, coming into an easy down dog, heels off the ground, knees really bent, and just pushing through those hands. And just swaying your hips from side to side, pushing up through those hands. And letting your chest drop. Big inhale. And as you exhale, bringing your upper body forward, and just little steps, all the way forward to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart, ankles directly under your hips, toes nice and spread. You can even move them with your fingers if you like. Just feel the whole of your feet sinking into the floor. Exhaling into your first forward fold. Knees as bent as you like. Lifting your belly maybe on your thighs. Then inhale, coming halfway up and bringing your hands onto your thighs this time. Really stretch your back forward, shoulders away from your ears. And then as you exhale, slowly, keeping that length, imagine you're pulling your head with a piece of string all the way around and down. And release. Inhaling up, keeping your knees nice and soft. And rolling up through your spine, shoulders back, arms up. Big stretch up, little back bend, and releasing your arms down to the side into mountain pose. Just take a couple of breaths. I'm just going to let the dog in. Come on then. Yes. Okay, so just double check your alignment again. Nice spread toes. Shoulders back. Tailbone just gently dropping, not forced down, just dropping down. Okay, arms facing forward and arms engaged. Inhaling your arms up. And then as you exhale, bending at the hips, I want you to stretch as if you're trying to stroke the wall all the way down, slowly, slowly, really stretch until you come as low as you can. And then just dropping your head, loosening your head, nod, shake, and then grabbing hold of your elbows, softening your knees. Make sure that your arms are loose, give them a little swing. Your head's nice and loose. Just let everything go. We'll just take a few breaths here. So now inhaling all the way up. Exhale to mountain. Inhale, arms up. And exhale again, really stretching, trying to touch that wall. Looking down, keep going, stretch, stretch, maybe along the floor or parallel to the floor and into your forward fold. And I want you to grab your elbows again, but this time the opposite way. Loose shoulders, loose neck. Nice soft knees. And every time you exhale, just let that upper body come down a little bit more. Relaxing your belly. And then pushing up through your feet. Slowly coming up. Rolling up through your back, shoulders up to your ears, shoulders back and down your back, and arms to your side, back into mountain. Okay, arms up. Exhale, stretching forward into forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, pushing up through your feet all the way up into a nice back bend, and exhale to mountain. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, soft knees, pushing up through your legs, rolling up into a back bend, and exhale to mountain pose. We'll do one more of these. So inhaling up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up again. Exhale to mountain. And I want you to check your alignment and take a couple of breaths. Outside edges of your feet parallel with the outside edges of your mat. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, stretching your spine all the way down. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, plant your hands, step back, big steps into a plank pose. Just take a few breaths here while you just sort your alignment out. So your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders, fingers nice and spread them, spread. Eye of your elbow forward, pushing up through your shoulders, no collapsing. A few more breaths. This pose really warms your body from the core. If ever you're outside and freezing cold, it's worth having a go at this. Okay, exhaling, knees to the ground, backs of your feet to the floor, and pushing your bum back, pushing with your hands. Okay, and then as you come back, your elbows drop to the floor, and you're coming forward, sliding between your arms until your chest and your chin touch the floor, and your elbows are off the ground. And then sliding your legs back and inhaling up into a cobra. And exhaling to down dog. Again, just moving your hips from side to side. Onto your toes. And bringing your weight forward over your wrists. And then back into down dog. So it's just a little flow forward and back. And when you come forward, I want you to be really pushing up with those arms, really doming your back, as if you're going to go into as if you're trying to get all the weight onto your arms. And back. And forward. And back. Inhaling here. And as you exhale, take your right foot all the way to the front of the mat, join it with your left foot and into a forward fold. Spread those toes. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, pushing, 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 and exhale to mountain. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, plant your hands. Step back into plank, and we'll take a breath. And then as we exhale, either do the knees, chest, chin, or you can follow me in the half yogi push-up. So bringing your knees to the floor and the backs of your feet, bringing your weight forward, no more than a right angle with your arms, and then coming up into a cobra and into your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. And as you exhale, left leg to the front of the mat, following with your right, hip width apart, forward fold. Nice, spread toes. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, looking up Little back bend and exhale to mountain. Inhaling, arms up and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise and exhale, plant your hands, stepping back into plank, and then I want you to either do, go through a vinyasa, either do your knees, chest, chin, or the half yogi push up. Remember, no more than right angles on your elbows. And we meet in down dog for a breath or two. Moving your hips from side to side, side stretch. And then as you exhale, bring the weight of your shoulders directly over your wrists. Let your head drop, really pushing up, and then rolling back into down dog. Breath here. And as you exhale, rolling forward, take a breath, and exhale back into down dog. We'll just speed this up a bit. So inhaling forward, and exhale back. Let your head hang, you're using the weight of your head here. Forward, and back. Forward, and back. Take a breath. And then keeping your legs as straight as you can, pushing up through your arms, bring your feet to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, and exhale to mountain. Should be warming up a bit now. Okay, we're going to do, before we go on to our B salutations, we're just going to do a little, we're going to extend that, that little flow we've just been doing. So, bringing your arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, plant your hands and come into plank. Exhale through a vinyasa. Inhaling up, and exhale to downward facing dog. Okay, so as you inhale, bringing yourself forward, weight over your wrist, and exhale, down dog. Really keep those hips high. Keep going. If your shoulders start to come in front of your wrists, that's fine. That's good for your wrists. Bit of wrist strengthening and flexibility there. Next time you come forward, I want you to drop your knees to the ground and then walking your hands forward into puppy pose. So you can have your forehead on the floor or your chin, your chest dropping down and your bum up in the air, okay? So just take a few breaths here. If this is pinching your shoulders, then try some different arm positions. You may need to have your arms further out instead of straight in front of you, okay? So we're going to go from here, and then we're going to come forward on our arms, drop our pelvis and come up into an upward facing dog, okay? So we're going from puppy pose to upward dog. Puppy pose and upward dog. Do this in your own time. I don't want you to hurt your shoulders. And puppy pose. And upward dog. Next time you get into upward facing dog, just stay here for a few breaths and just consciously relax the pelvis, the lower back, the glutes, the thighs. And then on your next exhale, bringing your bum up, tucking your toes and pressing back into a downward dog. And take a couple of breaths. Your chest drop. And on your next exhale, stepping to the front of the mat into a forward fold. And then inhaling all the way up. And exhale to mountain. Just check your alignment. Oh, pardon me. Inhaling your arms forward and sit in your chair. And then I want you to move your knees backwards and forwards, watching, glancing down, and making sure that you can see your first toe, your big toe and your first next toe when you come to the centre. Just checking that the knees are tracking correctly. And sitting down in your chair, looking up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant your hands into plank and go through Vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, inhaling the right leg up. Exhaling it forward between the hands, turning out the back foot 45 degrees. Hands coming up to your warrior one. Stretch those arms, fingertips up, shoulders back. Little back bend, looking up and looking up between your hands if you can. And exhaling your hands down to the floor into plank, through a vinyasa and back into downward facing dog. And as you're in downward dog, inhaling your left leg up. And exhale, bring it to the front of the mat, turning out your back foot 45 degrees and into warrior one on the other side. Really stretching up. And then looking up, back bend, palms facing. And as you exhale, hands down into plank, through a vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog for a few breaths. On your next exhale, walking to the front of the mat into a forward fold, spreading those toes. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, pushing up through your feet, bending your knees, arms forward, and sit in your chair. Double check the alignment, and exhale to mountain pose. Inhale, arms forward and sit. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, plant your hands, step back through a vinyasa and into downward facing dog. Inhaling your right leg up. And exhaling it forward into warrior one. And then as you exhale, I want you to bring your left hand onto the left arm onto your right thigh. Maybe bring it down on the outside and bring that top arm up and over to a twisted side angle. Then inhaling back up. Oops. Exhale, hands down, plank. Vinyasa, down dog. Inhaling your left leg up and exhaling it forward, turning out your back foot 45 degrees into your warrior one. And then as you exhale, bringing that right arm either onto that left leg, maybe on the outside of it, twisting round and bringing that top arm up. Push down with the outside of your back foot and exhaling, hands down, plank. Take a breath. Exhale, take yourself through another vinyasa. And we'll take a few breaths just to let our breath get back to normal. Inhaling up onto your toes, bringing your shoulders, head down over your wrists. And then walking your legs straight as you can to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, sitting down in your chair, bringing your arms forward, and exhale to mountain. Take a breath. Inhaling, arms forward and sit in your chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant your hands into plank and through a vinyasa. And when you come into downward facing dog, lift up your right leg and open your hips and let that foot drop to the left hand side, pushing up through your hands and looking over your left shoulder if you can, just to see your foot in your periphery vision. Keep pushing. Just let that open up a little bit more. And then as you exhale, keeping your back leg parallel with the mat, bring that foot forward and come into a low lunge. Hands onto your front leg. And this time taking your right arm on the outside, left arm on the outside of your right leg and turning. Peeling back your right shoulder and looking back. Inhale, grow. And exhale, turn. Inhale, grow. And exhale, turn. And then inhaling your arms up, looking forward. Exhale, plant hands, step back into a plank. And take yourself through the Vinyasa, Yogi's Choice. And we meet in a downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg up, opening the hips and letting the foot drop to the right. Glancing over your right shoulder, you can see that foot in your periphery vision. Pushing through your hands, really opening the front of that hip up. And as you exhale, bring that foot forward to the front of the mat, drop your back knee, Coming into a low lunge. Your right arm up, turning to the left, bringing your right arm on the outside of that left leg and twist. Let your hips sink. Grow and turn. And inhaling your arms forward. Exhale, hands down, plank and vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog for a few breaths. And as you exhale, bringing your feet back to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, fold. And inhaling into chair. Exhale to mountain pose. Okay, we'll do one more round of sun salutation B. So, inhaling your arms forward and sitting in your chair. Maybe come a little bit lower this time. Check the tracking of your knees. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant your hands and step back into plank and go through a vinyasa. Inhaling your right leg up. And as you exhale, bring the knee and put it on the floor behind your right hand and let your foot go across the mat into your lizard pose. Lizard? I've got a mental block. Right, okay, hands on your leg, pushing up. And then what I want you to do is taking your right hand onto your left knee and just try and do a little bit of a twist. Be really careful here that your lower back is dropping away. There's no compression there. Just twisting around that little bit. And walking back forwards, planting your hands and coming up into a lunge, okay, a high lunge. So your feet are parallel, your knee is over your ankle, your back toes are on the floor, raising your arms, and then as you exhale, twisting to the right. Peeling back that right shoulder. And then inhaling your arms back up. Exhale, hands down into plank through a vinyasa. And take a few breaths. Inhaling the left leg up. And as you exhale, bring that knee behind your left wrist, putting your shin across the mat and coming into pigeon on the other side. And twisting to the left. Just make sure that lower back's dropping away. If you've got any pinching, come out of this straight away. And exhaling to the front of the mat with your hands planted, coming into a plank. Let's take a breath here, check your alignment. And through a vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. Okay, let your chest drop. Knees as bent as you need them to be. Heels wherever they happen to end up. And then on your next exhale, just tippy-toeing forward to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, fold. Inhaling, pushing up through your legs, all the way up. Little back bend, maybe a bit more of a back bend. And exhaling to mountain pose. And take a few breaths. Well done, everybody. That's the end of our sun salutations and modifications thereof. Okay, so I want you to come onto your backs now. Grab a brick, and we're going to come into a bridge pose. So you'll need, you can have your block. We're going to keep our legs straight this time. So grabbing your block, it can be whatever height you feel you can manage. Maybe start low and maybe gradually take it up. Okay. So onto your back, and we're going to be putting this brick on this hard area here, sacrum. Okay. So putting your feet on the ground, lifting up your ass, putting the brick in place, and then straightening your legs, and just relax here. Any pain, take it down a notch. Relaxing your belly, relaxing your hips. It's not meant to be comfortable, but it's not meant to hurt either. I don't want any pinching anywhere. And then bringing one leg up, slowly, gently. Bring that back down. And bringing the other leg up. And down. And then this time, bringing your right leg up. Either stay like this and swap in a moment, or bring your left leg up really close, carefully, balancing on that brick. Just let the weight of your legs bring down to your sacrum. If you need to swap legs now. Nice relaxed belly. And carefully bringing your legs back down, straight. Now bringing the soles of your feet to the floor, pushing up through your toes. And if you're on a high setting, bring it down one. And straightening your legs out again. If you're on the floor, then bring your knees up to your chest. Maybe moving your knees around, giving yourself a little back massage on the mat. If you're still not on the ground, then remove the brick Carefully rolling down onto the mat. Bring your knees into your chest and making circles with your knees, both directions, to give yourself a little back massage. Okay, what did I think we'd do next? Okay, we're going to sit up now. We're going to sit in a straddle pose. We're going to do a twist here. Oh, I'm steaming up badly. Right, okay, so sitting up straight, and turning towards the right and coming down to the left, taking your left arm on the inside of that left leg. Open your chest, open. And if it's comfortable, bringing that arm up and over and letting it drop behind you. So you're really opening your chest up here and trying to keep your right sit bone on the mat. And every time you breathe out, just relax that little bit more. And then inhaling back to centre, turning to the left, right arm down on the inside of the right leg and over to the side, stretching that, stretch. Opening your chest, pushing against that leg with your arm to open your chest, looking up at the ceiling. And back to centre and release. Okay, I'd like you to sit in staff pose now, okay, which is just legs straight forward in front of you, hip width apart, sitting up straight, fingertips on the floor next to you. Okay, so we're going to do a little flow here. We're going to do the boat pose and the half boat or the half boat pose. Okay, so as you come back, you need to balance on your bottom, bringing your shoulders back, keeping your back straight, sliding your heels back and lifting your legs up so that your shins are parallel with the mat and your arms go straight forward, palms facing inwards, half boat. If you want a bit more, then straighten those legs into full boat. This is great for your core. And then slowly come down, but not to the ground. And then coming back up. And exhaling down. And keep going in your own time. And next time you're in your higher boat, release all the way down to the ground, rolling down onto the mat. And take a breath. Okay, so I want you to lie, what time is it? We've not got a lot of time actually. Okay, find your wall, find your bolster up against the wall. And if you go in sideways, taking your bum onto the bolster, with your bottom against the wall, and then turning round so that your bum is on the bolster, and then you'll probably just have to walk your way back because I want your bum against the wall, your legs going up the wall, palms facing up, and relax. And then either taking hold of your toes with your left toes with your right hand, or just holding anywhere on your leg, and just bring that leg just over a bit to the right, letting your left bottom come off the mat. And just into a little twist here, stretching that lower back. Release your belly. And let that go back up the wall. And swapping at legs. So your right leg to the left. Looking over to the right. And back to centre. If you need to wiggle, if your bum's come away from the wall, just wiggle back in. Okay. Like bending your knees, let your knees drop out, put soles of your feet together, and let your knees just drop. Go and relax your belly. And then either stay here or extend your legs out to the side. And just let the weight of your legs bring them apart. Okay, using your hands to bring your legs back together and pushing yourself backwards, shoulder walking back off and come onto your mat for final relaxation. We'll just have our arms out to the side, bending your knees and bringing your right knees towards your left arm by just one final twist, looking over to the left. Sorry, knees to right armpit, looking over to the left. That's right. Relaxing everything. If you want to increase this, grab hold of your left leg with your hand, just pulling that up. And release back to centre and letting your knees drop towards your left armpit and looking over to the right. Again, if you want to increase the stretch, grab hold of your right foot with your left hand. And back to centre. Just grabbing your bolster, put it across towards the lower end of the mat so that it's behind your knees and your legs are apart. And back down, palms up. And relax. In your mind's eye, just give yourself the body scan, bottom to top. And you're probably aware by now of those areas of your body that you tend to hold tension. So just give those areas an extra moment or two. And finally, relaxing your face and your tongue and your jaw. Turning your head to the right and centre, and to the left and centre. Bringing your chin to your chest, lifting your head off the floor, taking it back down and breathe out. Just follow your breath. Don't try and control it, just follow it as it comes in and goes out. Notice any pauses. And just let go. For those of you that are using a recording, feel free to stay here for as long as you like. Everyone else, if you just want to start wiggling your fingers and toes, give yourself a nice stretch. Rolling over onto your right hand side. Take a breath. And planting your left hand on the floor in front of your face, keeping your eyes closed, coming up into a comfortable seated position. Nice and tall. And bringing your hands together, base of your thumbs on your sternum. Bow your head. Namaste.